Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, everybody. Hi, it's us again. Welcome to the Show Me the Money show. I'm JL Lai and also Jim Chan, my buddy at the side over here, coming to you again on the Friday 9 o'clock Show Me the Money show. Okay, for those of you who are watching one again, low okay, old rules. Whoever is watching over here, we want to know who are you, and also we want to see you saying hi to us so that we know, our old friends coming back and things like that. Now we do not know who is watching, but we want to know who is watching over here. Come, everybody who is watching our live over here, say hi to us. Say hi to us. Hi, Jim Chan. How are you today, Jim Chan?
Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome back to our Show Me the Money show here. Hi JL. Now, as you all know, this Show Me the Money show, we have come to a series of different version and different topic. Now, this is our second episode of the property series. Last week, if you did heard or if you did watch our Show Me the Money show, we have our first property series talking about properties, discuss about property investment. Why? Because right now, that is where the money is right now. So if you wanted to know, all right, how to make money from property investment, this is the best time for you to tune in our Show Me the Money show right now. And of course, share this live to as many people as you can so that you get the nice, great, and best deal that you wanted to know, all right? Now, everyone, please do right now say some hi in the comment box. Hi, and also say some welcome or say some hello, or anything. Just engage with us in the comment box so that we know that you are here. And of course, if you have just shared our live, we will know that you are a sharer. And then later, if you wanted to ask questions, you can ask questions in the comment box here. Let's see what is the topic of the day here, JL.
Okay, so let's talk about the topic of the day now. When you all are sharing out the live, getting your people to actually come and watch the live over here on how we can show you the money and things like that, right? We want to let you know the topic of the day. Now, the topic for our show today is going to be how do we identify the good property for investment. Now, you see, whenever we talk about property, right, I believe usually the problem is going to be, I don't have money lah. I don't know where to buy lah. I buy already, I scared I lose money lah. I'm not sure whether I'm buying into the right location or not. I'm not sure whether I buy the right one or not. Expensive lah or cheap or not. I think you will have a lot of problem here. And guess what? This is probably the best time for you to look into this fundamental over here, this question over here, because I think you have been hearing people talking about buying the property at the right time, which is this few years over here for the past 3 years already. And this year make it even better. So if you want to know why and you want to know how do you identify a good property for investment in 2021 now, okay, which is now, I'm not talking about next year. I'm not talking about last year. I'm talking about now. How do we identify? And I also believe by we sharing over here with you, of course, we're going to have Sifu shortly over here to actually tell you his strategy on how he actually identify the good location, or I wouldn't say location, good property for investment purpose. And he used to have a few property that when the moment he signed on it, already made a couple $100,000. So if you want to know how, right, share it out. Okay, get as many people to watch as many people as you can. Okay, tag your friend. Okay, share to your public page. Then, of course, we will get Sifu here. So, Jim Chan, shall we get Sifu to be here now?
Of course, right now, let's put your hand and welcome our Sifu joining to the show. Let's welcome Sifu.
What's up, guys?
Hello, Sifu. Good evening. Now, everyone, for those who are watching our Show Me the Money show here, if you are aware, this show only consists of 45 minutes, all right? 45 minutes. If you wanted to get anything from Sifu or from three of us over here, you must click share right now. So once you click share already, you can ask us questions, and then three of us here will answer your questions accordingly, right? If you do not, you can only just watch us, and then even though you comment blah 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 blah, wanted to ask questions, you are not our sharer, and then we are not going to answer your questions. So it's a give and take kind of things, right? If you have just joined in, you want to get something here, want to get some great stuff here, you must do some great stuff for us, which is share this live over, which is cost you nothing, just click it and just share it, and of course tag all your friends who come in. I see some of all the friends over here. They are taking all their friends. Thank you so much for inviting all your friends coming here to learn about the property investment. Now, people, let's start off with this big questions here for everyone right now. We have started about what the Show Me the Money Show property series last week, and then this week we start again. Now, I believe that the money is coming here in property investment. Okay. Now, when we coming to invest in property, all right, we usually have to think of like, well, buying properties is not like buying a vegetable, you know. It's like buying something that is probably the most expensive things for your life, all right, probably. Okay. Now, then you have to decide which one is a good buy. Which one is a good buy. Now, let's put a question to everyone here. How we can identify a good property, how we can see a right property at the this what we call it the pandemic period. This is, I think everyone has been panicking. You know, wow, in this such year of time, you still wanted to invest in property, and even though you want to invest, now all the location is like, you know, how now. JL, I think you already see a lot of things from the property market, and you also realize something now. From your side, what you have realized in the current market right now, can you just share with us a little bit?
Okay, me first. Okay, now for me it's very simple. What I can see now is you might say a lot of people are not able to buy property, but in fact, when we go to sales gallery, right, you can see a lot of people watching, a lot of people reviewing, a lot of people actually booking and also buying. Of course, they can get the loan or not is another issue. But the thing that I see right now, other than people are not daring to go into the property market, also that those people who are daring to go, who are there to go into property market, can't get the loan approved. So this is something that I also see in the market, which today I also have some question that I'm gonna throw it to Sifu later on. Towards the at the middle of the show over there, I'll also be asking something about the housing loan over here. But to me, there are people buying, there are people not buying. Those people who don't buy, I mean, it's very normal because buying a house is not like buying vegetable, right? I mean, for Sifu, it's like buying vegetable lah. For some of the people out there, it's not lah. So for those people who are buying, I'm not sure whether they are buying into the right location or not, because I always see people here, always hear people saying that, oh, I love this property, I love this property. But in my knowledge, you cannot love the property. That's why you buy the property. So how do we know whether the purpose of you going in, also how do we identify the good one or not? We are going to discuss over here.
Now, from what you have just stated, when you see a lot of people buying and a lot of people not buying, I mean, I myself also personally go and visited a lot of different sales gallery and of course different kind of projects and also property. Now, I myself went to a few places where there are a lot of people. I mean, I would say packed. When I go in, it's like a lot of people, even early in the morning, 10 a.m. is already packed there. Even we want to find a seat, even we go to a showroom, we have to follow the SOP because we cannot have too many people in the showroom. But yet, it's still a lot of people there now. A lot of people say that now is very worried time. People not dare to buy. But when I go to the gallery showrooms there are still a lot of people. I would say now they probably make a lot of money already from the pandemic. Now I would say in the pandemic, their group of the people lost a lot of money. Their group of the people make a lot of money from their different way. All right. Now that is the reason why there are a lot of people started to invest in property, or they can see the opportunity. Now, if you are the one who see the right opportunity, which you also see us, Show Me the Money Show, has going to the property topics. Now, you should know what is the time right now. So when I go to the showroom gallery, there are a lot of people are buying. I don't think, the investor there is scary. I mean, they don't feel scared or worried. They still go there and they do shopping. But of course, transact or not transact, we do not know. All right, now let's hear from Sifu what he has observe, what you have feel throughout the whole market in the property situations here, Sifu.
I think a lot of people are actually wanting to buy, because a lot of times people always think that whenever people buy properties, is that it's only for investment. I think we all need to realize that property investors actually does not drive the property market. Home buyers actually drive the whole entire property scene. A lot of people don't realize that during the whole entire pandemic lockdown, actually there were more purchases, because a lot of people did not know that the pandemic was coming. They didn't know there was going to be a lockdown, and they're really prepared to buy a house. The only difference is that there were a lot more better deals during the pandemic because the developers thought that to encourage more sales, they needed to give more discounts. And also the government had a home ownership campaign. And it was supposed to end last year, and then it extended to this year to May 31st. So because of all this, that, no money down, MOT is free legal, free everything. So a lot more homeowners actually came out to buy properties. But the reality is that even though a lot actually came out to buy properties, a lot of reject loans were in the market. That's what we noticed. We noticed a lot of people actually got their loans rejected. So it's not so much on people not wanting to buy property. It's more of people do not know how to prepare their documentation for them to be able to get approval for their properties. So what we observe is that a lot of people actually did not prepare to buy a property. And those who said that they wanted to buy a property, they themselves were also not prepared because first timer, they do not know what to prepare, what to do. So most important is this, even though if you do not plan to buy a property now immediately, you should be going out there to visit for property events, site fairs, so that you'll be able to start checking out things to prepare yourself. What are things that you really need to have? Your documentations, your EPF, your C3s, your CTOS, everything needs to be tightened at least 6 months before you buy the property. So a lot of us here always think that, I got no money lah, so what for go and waste my time, visit property fairs or visit property sites. I'm not going to be planning to buy. People always think that if you're buying means you need to go and check it out now to buy, right? But in reality, you need to do everything 1 year, 6 months before you actually sign the SMP. If you don't shop around enough, you will never have done enough homework for you to be able to buy the right property. So for me to tell everyone right now, this is the time, is for you to go out there almost every weekend or even weekdays. If you could go and check out some new developers, properties out there, there's really, really good deals in the market. You may not even sign on it right now. It'll probably take you 3 months, 6 months down the road. But if you don't go and do your homework right now and see as many as you can, you will not be able to look out for good deals. So for me, right now, go out there and check out as many as you can. You'll be surprised, man. I just go on property weekends just to check it out, Sometimes I don't even intend to buy, but I already told my team, when I walk in here, I will probably walk out with a signed booking order for that property. And most of the time, that's exactly what happens. Because reality is that you see something good, it really matches what you're looking for investment or for home buying, you buy, you book, and then you go ahead and apply for what you need to. At the end of the day, if you don't get your loan approved, you get 100% refund. You just get the rejection letter from the bank. So a lot of people need to realize that is, don't be afraid to go and see and identify what fits you and what's going to help you buy your property for you to be staying in. And most important, if you are not planning to stay in it for investment, then go out there to check it out. You never know what good deals there are unless you've seen enough to know what is a good deal, all right? Because you make comparison.
All right. So now, thank you, Sifu, for your sharing over here. Now, there go with our second question over here. Now, we have just talked about the observation that we have from the three of us, especially from Sifu, on how he looked at the property market. Now, I believe now people are more well educated in terms of whether I should buy a property or not, because compared to 5 years ago and now, a lot of my friends, or I should say a lot of people that I know, they know buying property is very important. But they always have this question, which is our title of the day. How do we identify the good one? Now, Sifu, before we even know how to identify a good one, what makes it a good time to buy into property investment right now? Like you see, a lot of people are talking about Bitcoin. Okay, a lot of people are talking about some other investment like forex and things like that will give you faster return. But what makes it so good, in your opinion, that property is now at a very, very good year to invest it compared to even the past 2 years?
Because if you really look at the whole entire cycle, right? The last time we had the economic crisis, the last economic crisis was sometime in 2008, right? When it happened in 2008, which was the economic crisis, so meaning 2008 is, 2008 is equivalent to last year, 2020, right? So 2008 is equivalent to 2020. And 2009, you start to see a lot of very, very good deals. A lot of very, very good deals as far as the overnight policy rate, it dropped, right? Because of the interest rate dropping, a lot of people are not encouraged to put money in fixed deposit or put money in the bank. The government is encouraging people to spend money. And that's exactly what's happening in 2009 and happening right now in 2021. So if you look at the similarities, at that time, a lot of people were encouraged to spend money by the government. Because why? They are not encouraging you to put money in the bank because they want to stimulate the economy. And one of the biggest purchases, or we call it high-ticket purchasing, is actually the property, right? Because we're talking about 200,000, 300,000 500,000. These are high-ticket products that people are spending in the market. Banks are releasing the money to developers to stimulate the economy. So if you look at the similarities between 2009 and now, which is 2021, is exactly the same thing, right? People are giving a lot of good free things, from free legal SPA, sales and purchasing agreement, free for loan agreements, MOT, memorandum of transfer is free. Do you know you can save up to 5% of the property prices by all these things that is being free? A lot of people always think that when they buy a property, they are just paying for the property. How wrong can they be? You see, people like us, when we bought properties long time ago, we bought it with paying all these things. We paid the loan agreement, we paid the S&P agreement, we paid the MOT, we paid everything. So when now we don't have to pay anything, and a lot of properties are no money down deals from developers, and there are also a lot of bank loans that you can get if you know how to prepare your documents. So in reality, right now is the best time. Why best time? Patterns of the past, of the history never changes. The property market always follows after the stock market, and the stock market has kind of tapered off. Other than the last 2 days, glove has started to come back up a little bit because the coronavirus cases globally have increased, Malaysia included. Because of that reason, a lot of people are starting to feel a little bit anxious again. Are we going to be going back up to the last year situation? Because it's quite similar, right? Last year, March, April is exactly 1 year later. Now vaccine is out already. People cannot say vaccine is out. Okay, obviously vaccine out or no vaccine, it is increasing. So now the story has changed. The story has changed where people feel that you're not going to be able to contain this coronavirus. And that's a fact. I've been saying that for a very long time, right? And guess what? Just now on CNN, I was following the news, and Pfizer just announced that after 12 months, whoever have taken the second jab of Pfizer, they will most likely need to take the third jab. So meaning to say that you are going to be forever taking this, and there'll be forever people having this coronavirus. Like it or not, we're going to be living with coronavirus as all the scientists have predicted, and it's going to become like a flu. If you are strong, you're going to be withstanding it. If you are weak, you're not going to. One thing for sure is that demand for glove is going to be there. Heightened cleanliness, hygiene, not just for hospitality or healthcare, everywhere people are going to be needing gloves. So from the glove sector is going to go up, and exactly what I predicted last year, guess what? Timing is just nice. It is going to be going up continuously. And if you look at it, the property sector of the counters of the stock market is also going up. What does that tell you? It tells you that sales of properties are also picking up. So what follow next will be property, because Bitcoin is already at an all-time high. Can it hit 70,000? I don't think so before it crashed. Because why? Yesterday, they had an IPO of Coinbase, a company that was actually based on Bitcoins, right? It went up, skyrocketed. I think the founders became the top 100 richest in the world. And today, it started to fall, like free falling. So what goes up is going to come down. At the end of the day, people are just goring the floor. It is not going to skyrocket anymore as much. And the next wave, there's something more solid, asset-wise, that people are going to invest into is going to be property. So it's a 10 to 12-year cycle. This year is a buying year. I think I've been saying that since last year from April onwards. I think everyone started to see me going aggressively out there to visit property sites to start looking at properties that is suitable for us to buy and invest into. And of course, by next year will be the finale year to buy the good deals. And then after that, look at the right timing to sell them so they can make a good profit from it. So that's exactly what's happening, why this is a good time to hunt for good properties right now.
All right, good. Okay, thank you very much, Sifu, for sharing this. Why is it a very golden time for us to go into property? And before you know it, if you don't start doing it, before you know it, it will be too late already. Because if you catch what Sifu just said, the finale year is which year? Okay, which is next year. So if you call that, I think you should be taking some action already. But let me do some disclaimer first. Whatever we are sharing over here today, I hope you guys understand that we are here to share our opinion in terms of the experience that the three of us have, especially Sifu, for the over, I don't know how many donkey years already in property investment, that what is right and what is wrong. This is all wholly depending on our opinion, our own experiences, and the things that we do. So be responsible for your own decision making in any investment, like whether it's stock or maybe property. Just be careful and be responsible for what you're gonna do. Now, my next question is gonna go to, of course, for Sifu Jim first to answer before we get Sifu to actually have his own opinion. Now, very simple. Back to our topic of the day. And just now we were talking about the time. Now let's talk about what are the things that we need to really look into, okay, to identify a good or bad property. So now, Jim Chan, I know you have been shopping, okay, shopping for like, I don't know for how many weeks already. You have been going out to see a lot of property, and I also know you booked quite a few of them. And now, to you, in your opinion, how do you find a property that you will say, yes, this is the one that I'm going to book and see whether I can get the loan approved or not? So what is your opinion?
Of course, when you just said that how many weeks I have been shopping, I think to be exact, about 3 weeks, 3 weekends. I'm having a shopping of the properties already, and of course, how do I identify the right properties that's suitable for me? Now, every single time when people buy property, they always look at the first thing, and the first big thing, all right, is the locations. Okay. Now, the locations wise is if you are going for the investment. No, you have a very strategic location that you wanted to go in. Now, if you wanted to look at the location that you wanted to invest, you always look at few things here. Because when you wanted to invest, of course, you wanted to either sell it with a capital gain. That means that place have a very high growth. All right, that place has a very high growth. Now, you look at the locations that you feel interested that you wanted to buy. You look at 5 years then or previous 10 years, all right, past 10 years, what it had happened, you know, and then to now. Is it having a big gap, all right? Or is it nothing changes? Or what is the future development? If you do not see anything and you still wanted to go in with the location, probably you need to, you know, think twice from that, because you doesn't see much growth from there because you wanted to make capital gain. Your investment objective want to make capital gain. Now, there is some investor, they want to invest because of like, I want to make rental yield, all right? And this is I think this is the most simple way that everyone can identify the rental you can make money or not, is to just go to the apps. You know, you all have a lot of apps like Property Guru lah, you know, iProperty, all these apps, you can just check out the rental around that area. Is it suitable for you or not to pay the monthly installment in the near future, and you need to collect this amount of renting. Now, when you wanted to rent, of course, you also need to know who you are targeting to rent. Based on the location itself, this location having this group of targeted audience that you wanted to rent. Now, if you think that I want to rent this unit, all right, with 2 rooms or 1 room with 2,000 ringgit or 2,005 ringgit per month, okay, if you are thinking that, or in the strategic location that you feel that is strategic for you, and then your targeted audience think that I want to target the students, all right, 1 room, 2 room, 2,005, targeting students. Then you ask back yourself, is that the students can pay that kind of amount for the rental or not? If that group of students are okay with the amount, probably you are going the right directions. If you think that, oh, you know, students cannot pay for that rental, then you still wanted to target a group of students, then probably the rental yield strategies might not very suitable for that property itself. Now, if you ask me how I choose my own preferred property for investment, I always wanted to rent for those who are working at the prime locations. Now, when they work at the prime locations, of course, they have prime salary, I would say. I mean, they will have a better pay of their salary because they are working at the prime locations, right? Now, so they have a better payment for their rental now. And then I will always look for the train stations. All right. Now, why I say so? Because I personally have take train myself to college, to work. Last time I personally took it before, so I know the demand of having taking the train to a particular place to another is very huge. All right, and you can see even in MCO time, all right, probably we call it CMCO time. I'm not sure exactly it's MCO or CMCO. The train is still working. I mean, it's still running. Like when you see, you know, I think I do remember that Chinese New Year time, right? There are a lot of the people are saying that, oh, we cannot gather because Chinese New Year, we cannot gather. We need to go pasar malam, or we need to go train together, the train station together. Why? Because train is still operating. So even in such pandemic period, the train is still operating. That you can see the train is having a huge demand for the whole economic to run. Now, if you ask me, I myself will probably look at the where is the located, you know, the train, your walking distance, especially walking distance to the train, I probably will love it. All right, and the train station can reach to the prime location that where they are work to, and of course a lot of corporate office are there. Now these are the group of people that I'm actually targeting to, and of course accessibility, all these things I think you should know by now already. By if you are looking for properties, of course you do not wanted to love the location. Now my mom always said this, that place okay man, that place nice man, very jam one, very jam, very mafan you know. When you hear these kind of things, that means probably that one is a very nice property to invest already, because you are not staying there. So you do not worry about the jam, you do not worry about the things, you know. Now, this is where I might look at, probably at the location. Of course, other than locations, we have a lot more points to look at. But of course, location is the first thing that they are looking at. And second point is probably the price. And the price I cannot control. You have to know yourself, your budget, where is your budget is, and then of course you looking from there, is that suitable for you or not? Yeah, that's from my perspective.
All right, thank you, Jim, over here. Now, let us get Sifu Ernie to actually share his opinion again on what is the thing that he usually look at to say that, yeah, this is the one that I want to buy in for investment. Remember, it's for investment. Whoever is watching over here, remember that. So, Sifu, what's your opinion over here?
For me, the most important thing is the entry point. For me, entry point to buy a property is very important. Why? Because if you are planning for investment means to say you want to have a quick capital gain to flip the property so that you can actually invest in the right thing and get a very good capital gain in the next couple of years, right? Now, there are a lot of people who are two types. One is the ready market, right? The sub-market means say that a lot of properties that are ready, and a lot of them right now are what we call motivated sellers. If they are motivated sellers because they are pressured to sell their properties, they have bought too many with the compressed loans, and they're kind of stuck right now. All the properties are ready. The developers have handed over the keys, vacant possession, right? And all of a sudden, they can't rent out the properties. They have four stuck together. So they become motivated sellers where they want to get rid of their properties as fast as possible. And you tend to look for this kind of motivated sellers so that you can actually press the price down so that you can pick up a good price property below market value, about 30%. And from there itself, you can actually then make a good cut by flipping it, right? Now, the other type is, of course, buying from property developers where you're looking at it being ready for the next 3 years. Now, if you buy it right now, you're already savings on all the legalities, the SPA, the loan agreement, the MOT, you're saving on that. And when you are looking at 3 years down the road, we are looking at 3 years down the road for property prices to be able to come back up. Because why? Usually very fast. Is about 10 years for people to see the property prices doubling, right? But what people don't realize is that property prices actually more than double in the first 5 years. So if you're looking at buying now and the property is supposed to be ready about 3 years down the road, and you're going to be able to rent it out at 1 or 2 years after that, and most importantly, if property developers are giving a cash out after the property is ready, it covers the next 2 years. So in reality, you have zero down for the next 5 years, and you can sell a property and be able to flip it 5 years down the road to get a good profit from there. And that's called capital gain. And that's called investment. Now, so entry point to me is very important. You buy very, very low so that you can rent very, very low and still be able to have cash in hand for the last 2 years. And then you will be able to sell it because why? Entry point is low. It's going to be rising. And still, even though it rises 100% in 5 years, guess what happens? If you're buying a $300,000 property, in 5 years, it gains capital gains about 300,000. Guess what happened? It's only 600,000. It is still very affordable comparing to something that would be about 800,000, 1 million, so forth and so on. So imagine buying something at 300,000 and gaining a capital gain for no money down and nothing ever coming up from your pocket in 5 years, and you'll be able to gain a clean 200,000 to 300,000. What kind of a business? What kind of investment gives you that kind of returns? And please don't go and tell me, stock market can give me that kind of returns and this and that. It doesn't. If you are looking at that kind of returns, you got to have that period of an economic crash where it crashed for about 30% to 50% down, and you wait for 1 year, you gain back 30 to 50%. Property market in the 5 years is almost guaranteed you will get the kind of returns of a 60 to 100%. Because why? That's how the pattern has always been. And because when you're buying the right location in a central location in the Klang Valley that is strategic with the right facilities, infrastructure, the trains, the MRTs, you will be able to attract the right people to rent there. Because why? There's only one direction for properties in a very, I would say a very congested area. It's up, right? So buy the right location with the right infrastructure, for people to be able to have connectivity. I think that's very important. So I look at very important low entry point, so that we'll be able to flip the property for investment and get a very big capital gain. The game of holding onto a lot of properties is not the way forward anymore. Whoever tries to hold a lot of properties will get themselves stuck about 8 to 10 years down the road. So my advice to property investors, the new way forward is going to be continuously flipping your properties. Why? You buy now when it's low, and in 3 to 5 years time, you can actually sell it at a much better price, gain a capital gain anywhere from 100 to 300,000. I think that's a good return for no money invested in at all. So that's what I should be looking into.
All right. Okay, sure. Thank you, Sifu, for sharing that. Now, Jim, get back to you.
All right. Now, I think, I realize that our Facebook viewers here have slowly increased already, and you have slowly come back. Thank you so much who have just tuned in our Show Me the Money show over here, talking about the property, how to identify the right property for investments over here. What you can do over here, you can say some hi to us so that we know who are you, who are watching us here at the Show Me the Money show. All right. Say some hi to us so that we know you are here. Now, I would like to share something where last week, all right, if you have watched our Show Me the Money show, and then we talked about a great deal, all right, the below market value properties, all right. Now, we have talked about that last week, and of course, for those who have watched and tuned in our last week's Show Me the Money show, most of them have get the below market value properties from us, from Sifu, all right. Now, this week over here, we are giving out something very valuable. Why? This thing that we are giving out here, okay, is a free access. All right, it's a free access to have a sessions with Sifu Ernie, asking him and learning from him about property investment. Now, you have probably missed it. I missed a great deal, man. Last week you talked about a property, a great deal. I missed it, man. Now, if you have just missed it, it's okay. It's okay, right? Now, what I'm gonna give you here today is two things. Now, number one is you will probably get a free access with Sifu by asking him and learning from him about property investment. Okay, number one. Number two is you probably get a great deal of probably a second below market value property. Now, last week is the first below market value. We're not gonna, share it to you anymore because you miss it. That means you miss it. Now, we probably will have a second below market value based on what Sifu have just identified for you from his personal preference or how he looked at the property for investment. He said low entry point, right? Probably he's having a below market value price, but having also a low entry point, a great deal. All right. Now, if you want these two things, free access with Sifu from learning from him on how to invest in property, and second, a great deal. All right, a great property that he would like it. I'm not sure you like it or not, but he definitely like it for investment. If you want to have these things, now do me a favor, put a +1 in the comment box. Put a +1 in the comment box so that I know you are interested. All right, we are not good. Probably we are not going to share it here in the live. I'm not going to talk about it. What is that? Now, if you are interested, put a +1 in the comment box. Why? Because later our team will going to share you the information that I am talking about here to your personal messengers. All right, put a +1 in the comment box. I started to see people are putting +1 already. Now, quickly put a +1 in the comment box, and you will get the two things that I have just mentioned. Number one, all right, number one is the free access. It's seldom you have a free access with Sifu, and this access is probably take about 3 hours with him. all right, 3 hours with him. Free access with Sifu, learning from him on how to invest property. All right, now probably you have learned from a lot of different Sifu, a lot of different speakers talking about property investment many years ago, right? Now, this is very different. 2021, everything has changed. 2021, whatever you have learned from whoever has changed. This is a critical time, and this is most important time for you to start your engine. If you wanted to learn the all new strategies of how you can invest property in 2021, this is a free 3-hour access with Sifu. If you want it, +1 in the comment box and you will get it. All right. And of course, with a bonus that you probably will get information of below market value property that he will like it. If you want it, put a +1 in the comment box. Everyone, faster. All right. Raymond have put. All right. Lin Ziwei have put. And then Yo Zijian, Yin Po Ping, Mike Chong. Oh, Mike Chong. All right. Hi, Mike Chong. I know you from where? Irene Low, John Lee. Hello, everyone. Yeah. If you put a +1, one thing you can do is check your messengers later. Yeah, check your messengers later. Now, while you are putting a +1, let me ask several questions to Seafood JL and also Ernie here. Now, these questions, I think, when I ask JL, this will probably your advice on how you can identify a right property for a youngster or probably for a first-time home buyer. On because we have new kind of project, new development, and we have sub-sales, and then we have auctions property. All right. So we have different kind of deals, and we have bungalow, we have rumah terrace, and then we have condo, service apartment. Now, how you would advise a young people like us, 20 odds or first time home buyer, how you would advise them or share with them the first property you can look for is that kind, or how you can identify. And of course, later to Sifu, for those who are senior, all right, probably they play a lot already. They play shop lots, they play kilang, they play land, and then they play bungalow. Now that we have to ask people like those seasonal investor right now, what is a good thing to look for? Now let's hand it over to JL first.
All right. Okay. Thanks for the question. I think to me it's very simple to ask yourself the thing that I'm gonna share with you over here, because I've just bought my property, my first property I did a couple years ago. I still remember what Sifu have taught me in terms of how we choose the first property. Now, first thing you must ask yourself is whenever you buy into a property for investment and things like that, try not to be a asshole to buy into something that you cannot afford. I think this is the first question you must always look into first. Now, a lot of these young people, I'm also young, but even younger than me, they like to buy property that look very changi, that look very luxury, and at the price where they may not be able to afford now. So first thing, as a first home buyer or young investor in property, remember, you are buying into a property as an investment, or I should say money-making tool. You are not buying to show off one, So don't go into something that because I can show off, because look very luxury, and then look very expensive, I buy already immediately on paper, I'm a millionaire like that. Don't do that because you want to show off. Property investment, you buying into a property, it's just for us to make money. You are not staying there, and nobody care what property you buy one. So that is the very, very first thing you must always look into. Don't buy property that you cannot afford, and you must be very clear of why are you buying into that property. Now, my second thing is, whenever you buy into your first property, you must always go into the property with the intention of selling it. Okay. Now, a lot of these people, they buy their first property already, right? They hold for their whole entire life and they don't sell it. Now, imagine if you don't sell the first property that you buy at maybe a very good location and had a very good growth for the past 5 years. If you don't sell, you are not gonna be able to maximize the profit and allow you to play a lot more, So don't fall in love into the first property that you bought. Okay, buy within the 3 or 5 years. If make money up to 40-50% already, flip it, get rid of it, and use the cash that you generated from this first property and go into some other things. Do not fall in love with that property that you bought because, oh, it's my first baby, so I buy already, I cannot let go. No, please don't do that. Now, Sifu always teach me this. Property is just a money-making machine. We just have to buy, we sell, or we buy, we rent, we flip, we refinance, or whatever the hell it is. Make that money, let go. Buy another baby. Okay, make another baby. So these are the two things for me. For first home investor, you must always know first. I mean, there's of course a lot more, but these two things you must always ask yourself first. First, don't buy into property that you cannot afford. Second, don't buy and then don't let go. Don't fall in love into it. Buy already within that 5 years. If can, flip it, sell it. All right. So that's my opinion over here.
All right, thank you, JL. Now, Sifu, come back to you. Probably you would having a great idea to share with probably a seasoning investor, or probably they have like second or third houses already. How you would share with them on the right now? Is it a good time to buy like land? You know, like factory, like shop lot. You know, last time a lot of people like to play shop lot, all right? And then like bungalow kind of things. Like, what are the things that we have to look into right now, Sifu?
If you are, there are two types of people in shop lot right now. I think some of you out there probably having a shop lot. If you have a shop lot out there and you're stuck, you can't rent it out. Do you know that your shop lot could actually be partnering up with some drop shipping companies where a lot of businesses, I'll give you an example, there is a business partner of ours who actually have a furnishing business, right? And the furnishing business is actually in Sungai Buloh. And all they do is they target the mid 40 and below 40 target audience. And what they do is that they sell their furnishing online, and it's like an IKEA kind of thing where you buy it and then you go back and you assemble it yourself. It's very cheap, but the problem that they have is they have no problem with sales. Tons of people actually buy it online when they actually launch their campaign. The problem is if they are from all over Malaysia, they can't really come to Sungai Buloh to pick it up. So what this Sungai Buloh furnishing business would need, they would need actually empty shop lots or empty retail space that you can't rent out. And it doesn't have to be beautiful. It is just an empty shop lot commercial place where people will come. You just need to put out a banner. You send them the location map, and you have just one fella standing there, and people come and pick up their furnishing. So you could actually become a drop shipping location and do profit sharing. And the profit sharing is not too bad. You could actually cover your commercial space, your shop lot, and things like that. Now, that's if you are stuck with an existing shop lot that you don't know what to do with. So do let us know over here. Let us know and just put a +2. If you've got a commercial shop lot that you can't rent it out, we could actually help you make some money and cover your cost of your shop lot. So if you have a shop lot, you're stuck, you don't know what to do with it, you have a piece of land, you don't know what to do with it, you can put a +2 and we can actually help you transform it to become a drop shipping collection point, right? So if you see a lot of LDL, Express for Lazada collection point, there are tons of commercial shop lots that are actually doing that. We also have many other businesses of people looking for all these locations that could actually profit share with you. So that's if you are stuck. Now, second type of people, your question is, should you be buying commercial units or could you be buying shop lots, right? Now, if you're looking at the shop lots, I personally will not buy a shop lot unless I personally have a use for it. You will notice this past 1 year, a lot of shop lots could not actually be utilized for anything. And because you couldn't utilize them for anything, what do you actually do with it if you don't have any purpose of usage for yourself? So personally, unless I have a business that could actually use a shop lot, I wouldn't buy a shop lot right now. A lot of people are dealing deals with the property developers who have developed shop lots cannot sell. And what they do, they mark up the price so that you can actually get a loan to save your business. Now, if that's your intention, all the best to you. But the reality is, sooner or later, you have to do something with that shop lot. And if you're not able to do something with the shop lot, you have to finance the loan. You're stuck with the shop lot and you have to finance the loan. Then you're screwed. So make sure if you're going to buy a shop lot, you have a reason to use it for yourself or for your business. If not, don't do that. All right. Number 2 is that a lot of people who own 2 properties or more, you're kind of stuck right now. When you have 2 properties or more, you can't really buy the 30% or you have to look for 30% discount, or so there is a no money down, or you will be having to pay about 30% down payment in order for you to buy a property. So it'll be kind of stupid to do that, right? So what do? You want to look for commercial properties with a SOHO, SOVO, because when it's a commercial title, you can still get up to 85% loan. So you don't have to pay a 30% down payment. You still have to pay a 15% down payment if it's a SOHO, SOVO, and things like that. Not SOHO, sorry, a SOVO, which is a commercial title. So when it's a commercial title, not a residential title, you still be able to get up to 85%. And bottom line, you just have to work harder to talk to more banks so that the different banks will tell you what kind of loans is more suitable for you. So that's the objective if you're going to play commercial. You want to play commercial, you have to know exactly what you want to do with it. All right? I see someone here, John, put a +2. So John has got a shop lot who's stuck. Yeah, go and join my session and put a +1 there so that I can share a little bit more with you during my private session over there. What, Feroz, you got what? It's me. Feroz say, it's me. It's me what? You have a shop lot also, you're stuck? Then put a +2 there. Then the team will be able to get you in touch and let you know what we can do with your shop lot over there, right? For our profit sharing.
All right, thank you, Sifu. Now, for those who are watching over here, you are not just dealing with property speaker. You are not just dealing with three individuals here talk about property. No, we are more than that, and we are beyond than that. Now, if you know personally, if you know Sifu, who is him, all right, he actually involved in a lot of things, all right, property, investment, stock market investment, businesses, different industry of businesses he do involve, and he has a lot of group of investor behind and a lot of business owner behind, and to support a lot of things. All right. Now, if you still do not know more, do not know about him, you just Google Ernie Tan, CHEN, or you just Google Asia's #1 business coach, and you know who is this person who are talking to you right now. So you are not just dealing and talking with a property speaker here. In fact, we are not property speaker. We are an investor of property investment. Now, if you are interested to have a free access to learn from Sifu, all right, for the 3 hours learning session from him, put a +1 in a comment box here. Now, if you still do not believe that last week we have about below market value properties, right? Now, a very simple thing that you can do is check out his Facebook later. You check out his Facebook later, and then you will see he has a group of people who watched our Show Me the Money show last week and then got the deal of the below market value properties. And you know what? All of them, I would say, all of them, those who have went to that place, got the deal. All right. If you do not want to miss the second opportunity, all right, probably the last opportunity, put a +1 in the comment box once again. For those who have just joined in, put a +1, +1, +1. Why? Because this show over here, it only consists 45 minutes, which right now have about 49 minutes already. We have way beyond our time already. So if you wanted to see Sifu more and learning from him more about property investment, all right, now is a great time for you to put a +1 in the comment box so that you can have a special 3 hours time engaged with him. And then you can learn a lot more about property investment from him. And of course, if he got the deal, all right, for the below market value properties, this is a great thing for you to grab it. Put a +1 in the comment box. I can see hi Alvin, and then hi John, and then we have a lot more who have put a +1. If you have not, then you miss a second chance again. All right. Now let's close off with this. Now I would leave it back to Sifu Ernie. Can you give a close off of the sessions where, for those have not invested in property, all right, and they're still thinking right now, what you can advise them, what you can share with them that to remove their fear of investing in property, because they always think that having a big debt, all right, at a very young age, or probably at that age itself, or in this kind of pandemic itself, having a big debt is very dangerous. Now, what you can share your idea to all these people so that they can start their engine, or they can start to put the +1 in the comment box, like people.
Very easy, Mao. I don't know why people are all rushing out to Ramadan bazaars where the COVID-19 cases are rushing up. People still rushing up there to enjoy themselves, and they're not staying at home, because bottom line is this: if you are not afraid to die, why are you afraid to have all these debts? So it's very weird when people are not afraid to die, but they're afraid to have debts. Why you want to be afraid of debts? You don't need to be afraid of debts if you know how to finance and manage your debts accordingly. You just need to be afraid of COVID-19 because you don't know what the hell is happening. Anytime, anything, you can contact COVID-19. No, I just received a phone call just now. Someone kena COVID-19 in their family. So no matter what you do, you cannot control. And people are still going out there enjoying themselves and just having a blast of a time, right? So the reality is this: if you are not afraid to die because of COVID-19, which is so rampant, the numbers are increasing, why are you afraid about something that you're going to be owing for 35 years? And that you're going to be able to figure out a way to buy and be able to pay it? Because if you got a job, you know how to make money, you know how to manage your installments. Your whole entire idea is buy. I'm not asking you buy 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. You're asking me whether you should start to buy one, so buy one. If you got income, you can afford it. You can always find something you can actually afford to buy. So buy what you can afford as the first one. And remember to sell the first one so that you have capital to play more into the investment game. Because why? Those who are able to learn how to use these tools from business, property, and stock market, any asset class of investment will help you be able to create better wealth for the future. I'm still learning all different kinds of asset classes. It didn't happen overnight. It takes years of experience doing the property deals, and also speaking to agents, speaking to developers, learning from other speakers. Is continuous learning. And then, of course, stock market as well. I mean, every single thing is about learning and continuously learning. So the best way to learn is go and book a property and start the whole process to apply for one, and then figure out how to rent it out and renovate it, and figure out how you can have all these strategies along the process. So like Jim and JL, although they have learned from me for 8 years, and they started to share and teach their students also. But guess what? Whatever they have learned is probably 10%. Why? Because when they've done the first stage of it, it's only 10%. So if they start to buy like 4 properties, they start to buy commercial, they start to buy real estates, land, they start to flip, they start learning more and more. So the reality is a lot of people think that they know a lot. Actually, we don't know a lot. We only know when we start to play those things by doing it. So when you start investing in those areas, you know, I bought shop lots, so I understand how shop lots work. I bought commercial with lift. I've bought commercial without lift, residential, commercial titles and residential. So I bought all these different things. That's why I know if I didn't buy them and if I didn't sell them or I didn't collect rental from them, I wouldn't know all these things. So the best way to learn is go and do your first deal. Once you have done your first deal, it becomes a little bit addictive once you start seeing money coming in. So what's the best way to learn? Start buying. When you start buying, you start having to do, you will know. That's how you learn best. All right?
All right. Thank you, Sifu Ernie, for all his sharing. Also, of course, Jim Chan over here for his sharing. Now, we have come to the end of our show already, unfortunately, for the 45-minute, and we have totally exceeded our limit. But let me conclude with that. Whatever Sifu just said in his last statement, saying that you kind of get addicted to what you will be doing in property investment, it is very, very true. So because it's just like me and Jim, the moment we got into our first one, we keep on thinking, how do we get the second one? Until we get the second one, we're thinking how we were already thinking, how do we get the third one? And when we start seeing the money coming into our bank account of free share, I tell you, you won't stop already one. You'll be thinking like, wow, can I actually really can really make money like that one? Yes, you can. You just have to start doing it, start buying your first one, start thinking how to make your first money. Then you will know why we say what we say. Now you will probably feel this 3 fella, especially Sifu Ernie cheese in one there, buy so many later cannot afford how. Don't worry. Okay. Now, so last word from us is that if you feel like this 1 hour or this 45 minutes is not enough for you, don't worry. Like what Jim said just now, you go to our chat box over here. We have pinned a WhatsApp link, or I should say a registration link, for you to actually attend a 3-hour completely free session with Sifu Ernie to actually collect more information, and or I should say the knowledge that he has in his head about property investment. You should go to the chat box over there to actually click into the link and start talking to our team member. They will share with you more in terms of what you can get from the upcoming session that you have. Now, in 1 hour, you can learn so much. Imagine in 3 hours, how much more you can actually learn, right? So don't worry. For those of you who are interested to listen to more things that we are going to share with you over here, don't worry. You can either write +1 over there, or you can click into the link that we pin into our comment box over here for you to listen more about property investment. Should you listen to Ernie, Sifu Ernie, or some other property great speaker that is going to join that program, you will see. All right. So with that, thank you very much, Sifu Ernie, Sifu Jim Chan, and also myself. Okay. With that, thank you very much, everybody. We will see you next week. Goodbye.
Have a good night. Stay safe, everybody. Numbers are increasing. Stay safe. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.